Day once again. We're going through some very troubling times around the world as this old archaic system comes to an end. And one of the major stresses of man is that they're not earning money, they're falling behind in their mortgage payments, and the banks are trying to foreclose or trying to do a mortgagee sale. So at this stage in time, it's probably timely for us to learn the tricks that they use to have a mortgagee sale or a foreclosure sale, and how they go about it. So we're going to learn some words and tricks that they use against us, um, to make things clearer so that we can help other people avoid the pitfalls of mortgagee sale. And if we learn this, we can defeat them. So words are the most important part under the systems, under the legal system. Every word is copyrighted. So land in their system is a very tricky one. Very, very tricky. In the most general sense, it comprehends any ground, soil, or earth whatsoever. Okay, but if we look a bit further down here, it says land may include any estate or interest in lands. Okay, so they're starting to muddy the waters a little bit here, and it goes even further. And this is the second part of the land definition in Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition. The term land may be used interchangeably with property. It may include anything that may be classed as real estate or real property. So I'm only touching very briefly on it. I've looked at many, many definitions of a land, and I can assure you that if you go to the good book, it'll tell you from the dust of the earth, God created man, and in the end, it says ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So have a guess at who is land. Look in the mirror, and you might see who land is. Okay, so these are some of the words that they use against us. In the Tithe Act 1836, it says meaning of the words person, lands, tithes, parish, parochial, landowner, tithe owner. Okay, and the words landowner or tithe owner or owner of lands or owner of tithes shall mean and include every person who shall be in the actual possession or receipt of the rents or profits of any lands or tithes. Now, the possession of or receipt of the rents or profits of any lands. Okay, there is a charge against the land. And if you've looked in the mirror, you will know that there is a charge against the person in the mirror. Okay, now they use that to their advantage. So let's look at what tithes actually means or where it came from. So we go to online etymology. Anyone can do this. Just type that into the address line, and you will find tithes means possession is 9/10 of the law. The other tenth is title or tithes. It's a tenth. So this is what they're using against us. Now, we think we think that the bank has um, a title against the property that we're living in. It doesn't. They have a title against the land, which, if you look in the mirror, the title is against the land. Possession is 9/10 of the law, the other tenth is title, so they have a title against us. Now, if you look here, subject to the entries in the register relating to the land. Now, there are two registries or two courts of record here in New Zealand. It'll be the same where you live. Okay, one is the birth, deaths, and marriages registry, and the other is the land registry. So, in those, the entries in that register relate to the land, relate to us. A lot of people find this hard to believe, but this is how they trick us. Okay, the bank has an interest in the title deed, not that. So if you actually took, if the bank goes through its process, they have to give 3 demand notices demanding that you pay. If they get those, if we ignore those 3 notices, then they automatically, by process of law, have a judgment against us. Now they need to go to the court to have that judgment enforced. If you should take a photo of your house and go to the court and ask the lawyer for the bank, is this the property you claim to have an interest in? There would be a lot of red faces because they do not have an interest in the house. So if your house is on piles, you can pick it up and take it away, and nothing the bank can do because they only have a charge against us. Now, if you look at that title deed, there's a lovely big seal there, and for any land to change hands, it must be done by deed, and you must have a nice big fancy seal like that. Okay, so just to reiterate what a mortgage is, it's a legal agreement by which a bank or other creditor lends money at interest in exchange for taking title of the debtor's property. Now, you learned from, if you go back through that land one, land can include property, but it ain't the house, I can assure you. Okay, some of the other tricks that they use is that the bank registers an interest on the title, not on the house and land. Now comes the trick. They trick us into believing that they have sold our house. They haven't, folks. They've sold an interest on the title. So what do? Go and do a title search. If you've got to the stage where the bank has said you must move out of your house, go and do a title search. I will guarantee that, ask your lawyer to do a title search for you, you will see that your name is still on the title. Now, at this stage, the banks may get Mr. Plod to come around to your house and say you need to move out of your house. Now, Mr. Plod has no right to come around and be involved in a civil matter, doing the bank's dirty work. They have no right to do that whatsoever. So ask him, ask Mr. Plod, if this is a civil or a criminal matter. If it's a civil matter, what are you doing here? Here's the trick. They need us to move out. If we don't move out, there's very little they can do. But if we do move out, here's what happens. They claim abandoned property and change the locks. Now, without giving too much away here, if you find abandoned property, you probably know what to do now. Not saying. Once we have moved out, they can now change the title. If they change the title, they can then pass clear title to the new owners. And this is what happens. The moment we move out, it's abandoned property, and it's the only way that the new owners can move in, unless we've taken the house away, of course. So once again, I reiterate, and I can't make this more clear, don't argue. Just ask questions. Learn the right questions, and please, please, please help others. This is a very troubling time, and the more we learn and the more we help out others, the quicker this terrible system will come to an end. Thank you, guys.